All right, we are back to PSL Living, our special edition Mile with the Mayor with Mayor Gregory Oravec.
Hey, PSL.
All right. We've talked a lot about walking and steps, but right now we're also going to talk about another way you can get around town, and that is riding a bike. And you do not have to own a bike to ride a bike here in Port St. Lucie anymore.
I want you to know something.
Yes.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
I said it again.
No, but 3 lefts do. So
Okay.
just as 3 lefts, think about it, 3 lefts make a right. When you're on a bike, you're actually stepping in place
Okay.
while moving
Oh,
simultaneously.
And you know what? She talked about how the Walker Tracker app
That's
converts your
Bingo.
activity to steps.
Bingo.
So there you go.
That's
You
it.
can participate.
Boom. So even when you're riding bikes,
There you go. You can
you're
take
still
part.
getting your steps in.
There you go.
How many steps?
A billion.
A billion.
A billion steps in Port St. Lucie. And to tell us about the new bike sharing program here in Port St. Lucie is Dave Engel from St. Lucie County. Thank you, Dave, for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
No problem.
Is it Engel or Angle?
Engel.
Angle?
Engel,
All
right? Engel.
Is that German? What is it?
It's German.
All right.
All right.
We got one of my favorite Germans out there. Everyone say hi to Joe Glass.
Hi,
and
Joe.
his dog. Hold on, what's his dog's name? Rudy. Oh, I thought it was going to be Fritz. Darn.
All right.
Back in February, the Board of County Commissioners began operating a bike share here in St. Lucie County. It's the first phase. It consists of 9 stations and 50 bicycles. In the city of Port St. Lucie, we've built then 4, excuse me,
Okay.
and they're located at the Civic Center. They're located at the Community Center by the Municipal Complex, one north at Prima Vista at Sportsman's Park,
Okay.
and one down at Whispering Pines Park. It's our intention to expand the program because the higher density, the more successful it will be. And we're working with the Florida Department of Transportation to secure additional grant money for the city. We'd like to install them on the new Sun Trail, also on the Riverwalk the mayor has
Okay.
been focused on, and also at various other locations throughout the city.
What does it take to rent one of these bad boys?
Well, it's very inexpensive. Most bike shares in Florida require
Or girls. Bikes don't have genders, but yeah.
Well, most bike shares in Florida require an annual membership. For our bike share here in Port St. Lucie, it's free of charge.
Okay.
And we only charge $1
For free?
$1 an hour, that's it. So we want to make sure that everybody has access and there's no barriers to physical fitness and getting around town.
So they're at in PSL proper. They're at the Civic Center, they're at the Community Center. Where else is that?
Sportsman's Park to the north,
Sportsman's.
and then down at Whispering Pines
And
Park.
I've heard that Whispering Pines, they're always in use down there.
They're always in use.
Yeah.
It's very active.
It's very active
And
down there.
some residents are starting to use the bike share to get around on the bus for the first and last mile access.
Oh, that's
We've seen
great.
a real pickup in transit users traveling with the bike.
outstanding.
And in fact, our bike capacity right now on the buses are only 2 bikes per bus, so we're getting new racks for higher capacity.
Yeah, we're going to need a bigger
All
rack.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just like in Europe.
Yeah, that's excellent.
All right, perfect.
So if I was an enterprising walker and I knew that one of my favorite places to walk was like Riverwalk and one was the Civic Center, one is the Community Center, I could actually check out a bike, go to that location, walk with my bike, hop back on it, go to another location. Do I have to bring it back to the same place or I can bring it to any of the stations?
Well, that's a good question, Mayor. You can deliver the bicycle to any of the county bike share facilities. So you can travel with it one way and don't have to worry about returning it.
And there are some up, they're throughout the county, right? So if you were up in Fort Pierce, wanted to drive around the beach.
Well, you know, that's a good point because a lot of city residents go to South Beach and enjoy the environment there. J.C. Park, Jetty, and the County Aquarium have 3 stations, so you can utilize it up there. And there's safe streets installed along A1A where there's bike lanes on both sides of the street.
You know, we're all one community. You know, obviously we focus on Port St. Lucie, but we're all one St. Lucie County, and what happens in one place affects the whole area. And the city, of course, as a city of 185,000 plus and growing, we are the largest city, not just in St. Lucie County, but Martin County, and actually the whole Tri-County Treasure Coast. We account for the greatest proportion of the population. So it's really important that, you know, we get outside of our borders. And Fort Pierce has one of the very best inlets in the whole state of Florida. So if you have not been to Inlet Park, or if you enjoy boating and you haven't gone out to Fort Pierce Inlet, you got to check it out. the blue water on the incoming tide. It's really special. It's what makes Florida special.
Yeah.
It is, and you know, the nice thing is you don't have to haul the bike in your car. You can actually go out there and ride it at your leisure, and the bikes are really very light. They're easy to operate, and they're brand new.
All right. So, but you do need to download the app, correct?
You do. To become a user of the bike share, you have to be a member free of charge. It's real easy to do. It'll take you about 1 minute. There's instructions right at each station sign.
Okay.
And you just log on with your smartphone and just put in your name and address to make sure you're, you know, we have you down, and then you can use the bike share immediately.
And what's the name of the app?
It's called Zagster.com. Zagster's our operator, /St. Lucie. And there's specific web instructions right on the sign.
Perfect.
So this is all ad-libbed, as you know.
Yes.
And so sometimes I get myself into trouble, and I like to do a little fact check on myself. I was teasing before about bad boys and girls, and I said bikes don't have genders. Obviously, they do have genders, but do these bikes have genders? What kind of bikes are they? Do they have a straight bar across? Do they go down like that?
They're unisex.
They don't. Okay.
Politically correct.
You know, she was going to fact check me. I could sense it.
They go down a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So then they're comfortable, they're lightweight, they're
They are. There's
easy to
the
ride.
seats are made out of.
What about a helmet?
Well, the helmet is optional. It's really up to you to think about your safety. But the nice thing about bike share is that there's less accidents using bike share than regular private bicycles nationally. Probably because a lot of people are novice or intermediate bike users, so they're very cautious. And it's a real positive thing.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me this
Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, and we'll look forward to using your bike.
Appreciate it.
All right, and we will be right back with our last guest right after these messages.
World record holder.
I got to see that.
Yeah, stick around.